Hey babes, what's up? Today I want to talk about something exciting I have coming up. I've hinted at it in a last the last couple Phoenix Diaries about a beautiful offering that I have been marinating on for a very long time. So it's very exciting to have very surreal and very exciting to see it coming to life now and to feel the beginning approaching, especially when you're launching an idea and you're launching a container where you felt like you've been carrying it for a very long time. So it's a funny thing, the beginning. You're like, wait, I kind of feel like I already am at the end. I feel, yeah, all the layers of it. I've sat with every aspect of it as I've formulated it, and I'm inviting people now. So I want to talk about that. It's a Gene Keys container. It's a mentorship. And what was on my heart was to create a container that had time and space. And so that is what I've been working on, and that's what I'm launching. And if you feel like that's something that would be supportive for you, we will be walking the golden path. So that's your four main pillars, your main keys that make up who you are, what you are here to do, your life's purpose, your radiance, your evolution, your greatest evolutionary opportunity. And we're going to have four kind of like light snacky style dinners with cacao ceremony at a very sacred secret location that's very special to me. We're going to have bi-weekly Zoom calls to check in with the group and meet up. And then I'm just going to have a chat running all the time, just for support and also for the attendees to connect. So there will be a space for 11 women plus me. I'll be the 12th. And the vision was to send out 22 invitations. So I nearly have 22 people that I'm sending that to. There are a few spots still that I'm just leaving open to the universe to drop in and remind me if there's someone I've missed that needs an invitation or should have an invitation. So if you think that is you and you're wondering if you are on my list, they haven't been sent out yet, by the way. But I would ask you to send me a comment, or post a comment, send me a message, and let me know so that you make sure you get an invitation. And I want to say that Gene Keys is for those that are ready to walk a very yin journey. This is a system that is alchemical. It's quantum. It's hologenetic. It's holographic. So it's a subtle, powerful, life-changing system. I was the most skeptical of this system, especially a lot of people that come from human design, which was my path. Human design is the yang. It brings in a strategy, it brings in a masculine sense to it. It's sort of a quick fix energy, in my opinion. When I sit down with a client and we do human design, I witness them shift before my very eyes. They have downloads, they have revelations, they have a new understanding around the conditioning that they were brought up with and how it maybe hasn't served them in their life. They are inspired to move in their world in a new way. And I just wholeheartedly adore the system for that reason. And also, Gene Keys is the flower child sister of that masculine brother of the human design. Gene Keys requires contemplation. It requires stillness. It requires space. It asks you to be very transparent and honest with yourself in your relationships, in your mental processes, in how much effort you are putting in. These are things that only you really know. Others can project onto you and say you're not trying hard enough. But if your heart's really into something or really striving. If you're really asking yourself the hard questions or not. That will hopefully bring you through barriers, blocks, and bring you to clarity. It's ultimately always the vision. So Gene Keys has profoundly changed my life. And as I mentioned, I was a skeptic and I was resistant and I was in my yang. And it wasn't until I started working with cacao, which is also a very feminine medicine, heart-based medicine, and I started softening to more of therapy style sessions with my clients and then holding myself in a whole different light of just tenderness and spaciousness and giving myself permission to move and breathe and experiment and make mistakes and let myself know it was okay. And we get up off the ground and dust the dirt off and try again or try something different and allow the experience to just be medicine. And so as I've softened, and cacao has softened me, and as I've softened towards clients, Gene Keys kept knocking. And so when I finally let the system in, it cracked me open. And that was just with the life's work key, which is your sun, your conscious sun, if you're a human design nerd. Like for me, it's a Gemini key. It's the 20, and I speak about it all the time. It's about presence. And I remember reading the shadow of the 20, which is superficiality. And that's where I seem to be here. I physically might be here, but I have escaped in my mind through stories, judgments, thoughts, worries, concerns, anxieties, and I'm no longer truly here in this moment. And usually I'm not breathing either. It's what Richard describes as a mini death. And that shook me to my core. I thought about all the conversations, all the relationships that I had had in my life where I wasn't really present because maybe they were painful, because maybe they were confusing, because maybe I was distracted, on and on and on. But it got me looking at that, and I'm like, oh, wow. So when I go numb in a relationship, when I, in a discussion rather, within a relationship, why do I do that? And it's usually someone speaking about something that feels heavy to me, something that feels confrontational to me. Those are my things that make me want to run and hide. They make me close off. And looking at the line as well of your gene key helps deepen that. So mine's on a 4 line, so 20.4 is what it looks like. And the 4 is heart. It wants to love, it wants to connect, it's the networker, it's the friendly smile, it's the server. It wants to be of service. So I am most able to serve at my highest potential, my greatest life's work, my entire brand is anchored in being present and serving. Isn't that cool? And this is, it brings a tear to my eye. This is one of the main reasons I'm doing the Phoenix Diaries, as well as all the other reasons I've given. It's so deep. There's so many weavings into why I'm doing this. It's definitely not a whimsical, just this will be fucking fun, whatever. It's anchored in so much intention. And every day when I show up for this, I can't film one without being present. I won't even find words because I'm so, I'd be in my head. And there's been days where I have my day off a week and it's because my head, I just can't it's like a wild bronco. I can't wrangle my head in. And I just allow it because I understand it's a part of my life's work. It's a part of integration, allowing the shadow to hold hands with the gift of self-assuredness, to hold hands with the city of presence, And so building a deep relationship with all 3 of those layers, that's something that we're going to do month by month by month. And you may even find that within our 4-month container, you want to stay with just your life's work. You're like, I know the group's moving on, but my life's work key is cracking me open still. And I would really ask you to honor that. And I'm excited for you if that's the case. I have to set up a container with dates because otherwise we will be doing this for years and years and years to come, which is awesome. But I also visualize a start you and a finish you, a before and after. I can see this container cracking people open with shining hearts and a bright understanding of why they're here, what their gifts are, what their purpose is. And the archetypes that looks like, because ultimately our purpose is to serve and love one another. You don't have to do my mentorship to know that. You can know that, take that on board, and go live your life. What's beautiful about the Gene Keys is it starts to break down the archetypes. So what does that look like? What does it look like to serve? And when am I in my highest service? When am I maybe not? And why do I do that? And it's worth more than therapy. I've had so many clients cancel their therapists and just come in for Gene Keys sessions, because that's how potent the medicine is. So I'm super excited to share this journey with you. We'll have a closing fire ceremony as well, which will be so sacred and special. Cacao will be woven into our journey together, as well as the community of 11 women. And I already have some very dear friends that I've shared this with that have signed up, so without even having the invitation. So I can honestly tell you, some of my very closest friends, my core group of goddesses, are going to be a part of this container. And these are women that I look to that help me level up. So it's going to be a powerful community to be a part of. And it's going to be for the right people. The people that are here to invest in themselves energy-wise. The price is a part of it, because it's a respect and honor for the medicine of cacao, the space and time of me, the dedication for you. It's an investment in yourself. But beyond that, your time is what you need to really sit with and feel into, and ask yourself, am I worth this 4-month container? What would my life look like if I devoted from December 1st all the way up into the astrological New Year is where we're going to go. We're going to go into Aries season. That's where we're going to finish and wrap up. Are you worth it? Are you worth that devotion of space and time through the winter into the springtime to be a new version of you born, potentially? That's my vision for us. And I know it's possible. I feel it in my bones. And the timing's perfect. Everything is coming together in the most spectacular fashion. And this has been something that's been on my heart for years now. And now is the time. So it's such a beautiful gift to be able to sort of birth this baby, this container, and to hold this space. And I am so grateful for all the things that have shifted in my life so that I can have so much space and time to hold this container for that amount of time. This is an insanely massive tribute to my word, devotion, this year. And it's truly an honor to be able to show up and lead a container and lead a community in this system that has personally shifted everything for me. So I hope you'll join. If you are questioning whether you are on my invitation list, send me a little message, write me a comment. This will obviously be for locals, only Wilmington, North Carolina, or if you're willing to make a drive of some sort, we'll be meeting in person one time a month, and that's 4 times. So, and I believe, can't remember if the 4th meeting is the closing fire ceremony or if we have a 5th meeting that's the closing fire ceremony. I'll check on that and I'll put it in the description. So I love you all, and I hope that this speaks to you in some way. Even if you don't decide to join my container, go on genekeys.com, start to check out your profile. And also, if you would like to book a one-to-one session, I always do those. Again, we can do them online over Zoom, or we can do them in person. Feels so good to speak about this. It's, again, something that I waited and waited and waited and waited. And because I'm an emotional being, it just got stronger and stronger and stronger. Because it was a yes, and I'm an emotional being, it just got more and more potent, and more things dropped in. And so it feels like a huge waterfall just pouring out of me now. And relieved, excited, honored is everything I'm feeling and experiencing right now. I love you all. There's the update. I hope to see you soon. Send me a message if you want to be a part of this, or if you have questions about Gene Keys. Happy to answer them for you. And maybe I'll share a little bit more about my Golden Path journey over the next coming days. I'll feel into that and see if that feels fitting. Okay, I love you. I'll see you soon.